season for tech. But what if you were inviting a bunch of creeps into your home and holidays along with those connected guests? Like Snoopy.
Okay, looks like I managed it. Sorry, there was an issue regarding starting this stream. Then, without an intro, direct jumpstart. Good evening to DeFiChain News on the 21st December 2022. The news show that provides you with the latest updates around DeFiChain project. If you like the show, then let's go crazy on the like button. It helps the project. Subscribe and click the bell button. And you will see today I'm alone. I'm fighting with the stream. I don't know why it didn't connect. So I tried it several times. It started several times on my side and it didn't work. But now we are live. Christian Patterson is writing me. Thanks a lot. Yeah, today is the last show in 2022 on this channel. I have to do it on my own. Lord Mark is already in his well-deserved vacation. Lord Mark, greetings to you. Enjoy your holiday. You're staying. Relax. 2023 will be amazing, like every other um, year of DeFiChain. So someone is writing that the mic is not working. Okay. Looks like the wrong microphone. Let me check. Sorry. Everything live. We will handle it. If not. So it looks like this microphone is not working. Okay, then we use this. Is it better now with this microphone? Please give me a feedback. You should hear me, otherwise it makes no sense to proceed in this chaotic last video. Okay, looks like volume is good. Then let's jump into the headlines. What happened this week? We will talk, or I will talk about the DeFiChain Masternode rewards. There is an update with Grand Central, and I want to tell you what happened here. There's a small correction on the voting procedure on chain governance. I want to inform you before everything starts. We have an update of the community projects and their updates, and a recap, main part of today's show, 2022. A lot of things happened. I screened our notes of every news show, and it was impossible to mention everything, but I want to have a look on the one or other topic of 2022. With this, jump into the topics. DeFiChain Masternode rewards. There was an update. The one or other knows it, but for all, if you are a Masternode owner, now it's possible to change addresses. It's possible to change owner, collateral address, and also the reward address. So, in theory, it's possible that you forward your Masternode DeFi rewards directly on another address like Bittrex to pay out, KDeFi for reinvesting on their side, DFX, log, everything is possible. So now you are more flexible with handling your masternode. You have to use the command line interface to do the change. If you have any questions, I would recommend join our Telegram channels, especially for the masternodes. The one or other there can help you with the commands and how to set up. So far for the update regarding masternode rewards and other addresses. Then we come to the voting procedure on chain governance. There was a blog article, we mentioned it I think 2 times in the past, regarding how the different phases are of the voting procedure. And there was a mistake in the blog article. Andy found it out, raised a GitHub issue because he tested it on the testnet, and everything in the code is right. The blog article was wrong. What was wrong? If you put in a proposal or put in a proposal on the chain in the blockchain, every masternode is directly able to vote on this proposal, and there is no kind of ingestion-only phase. Means at the end of a voting cycle, there's a check if the proposal was there for 130,000 blocks. That's roughly 45 days. And if so, the voting is correct and counted. If the block number is a little bit less or less than 130k, you have to wait for the next voting cycle, but there is no pre-phase where the proposal must be online for a complete voting cycle. Means the minimum time you have to wait between proposal submission and the result could be 45 days and one block, or roughly one, or exactly 130,001 block short before the voting starts, and not the 90 days. I think that's very good. So the overall voting cycle is not too long, and it's more intuitive for everyone with a proposal for raising or getting community fund DeFi, or regarding DeFiPS, DeFiChain improvement proposals. That's a small correction. The blog article should be also corrected. I have not checked it before the show, but there will be a correction for everyone regarding the procedure. Then we come to the community projects and the updates. They are still working on their side. Today we have InTheMarket with a new episode. Remo was in Paddy's podcast talking about his life, his journey, and also his link to DeFiChain. I put later on the links in the show notes. Check it out. Really interesting to hear. DeFiChain Income announced a big update, an upgrade to version 2.0. With this update, every new pool will be automatically generated and added to the page, not manual like today. So there is no waiting time if new pools are listed. And there will be also some information and backends for the API. I put in the link. Everyone wants to use the data from DeFiChain Income is welcome to use it. Everything should be launched this year already, so just a couple of days left. Have a look if you're interested. And the last community project is DeFiChain Trader. We announced it also last week. There is now a Telegram notification for filter. So if you are interested in big swaps of the BTC pool, you can define a filter and get a notification via Telegram when the filter found a new entry. Also a great feature. Everyone is invited to use it. So far for the updates of this week. Then let's have a look before we end with 2022. What happened so far? A lot of things, I mentioned it before. Maybe we start with our YouTube channel with the shows what was presented this year. If I counted correctly, we had 50 news show with today's one. 7 fireside chats introducing the one or other person in the DeFiChain community. We had 6 tech talks with using and the core developers talking about what's happening in the background. On the development side, we had 15 We Build on DeFiChain shows. Every project is invited to join our show and present their work. And we had 13 DeFiChain demystified videos. So a lot of content, a lot of things to learn about DeFiChain and the projects. Everyone is welcome to have a look there, and for sure we will proceed in this way in the next year. How did the year started 2022? The one or other maybe remembers. We had a big issue at early January. It was the atomic swap exploit. So there was a bug in the code. Someone found it out and could create DBTC wrapped Bitcoin on DeFiChain without adding Bitcoin on the collateral address. So that was a really hard pushback for Atomic Swap. Our project we then raised or submitted to DeFiPS. to handle the thing. The one was how can we remove the BTC from the system. So we introduced an additional fee for the Bitcoin DeFi pool of 0.1%, which then will be swapped to Bitcoin and removed. And we are using DeFi from the community fund to handle unbacked Bitcoin if the collateral address holds not enough. That where the things are. One thing to add, some block rewards were also used to remove Bitcoins from the system. With this, yeah, the thing is running for sure. There are a lot of Bitcoins left which have no Bitcoins on the Bitcoin blockchain or the collateral address. And with this pushback, we all directly saw the first draw or go down in the DeFi price. So if we just have a look on the price side of DeFi, it was a really roller coaster in 2022, going down at the beginning, then we raised again, measured in Bitcoin, we reached a new all-time high of 12,000 satoshis per DFI. I think around about April, May, and then the Luna UST disaster happened, the crash there. Everyone was afraid about DeFi, about stablecoin on blockchains, and with this the crypto prices overall um, decreased, and also our DeFi price lost a lot of value. We had then a new low of around about 4,200 sats per DFI. We saw a small recovery again in late summer, and from this on we are now going down. That's just if you have a look on the price. Yeah, it's down, up, down, up, down. If you look what happened behind or beside the price, a lot of things happened. We had a lot of DeFi listings on exchanges. Just to mention a few, Huobi, Bit.com, Bitmart, Gate.io listed DeFi as native or even also as ERC20 token. Here also to mention Bybit and KuCoin in the summer. So KuCoin is the first exchange with native DeFi and ERC20, also a gateway to change between the two blockchains, and Bybit DeepCoin with an ERC20 listing. So on this side, more and more people heard or saw DeFi on exchanges, but the year 2022 has another big issue, our DUSD stablecoin on DeFiChain. Maybe we start at the beginning again. What happened in January 2022? We started with a premium. The one or other remember, DUSD was more worth than $1. It was a pain for a lot of people because everyone wants to buy DUSD and don't want to mint at this time. And we thought about some kind of measures how to handle it. We introduced the DeFi payback function. What was behind? You can mint DUSD and pay back the loan with DeFi. These DeFi are burned or were burned at this time, removed from the system, and the DUSD remained in the system as so-called algo DUSD. And with this, we managed to handle the premium. Everything was fine, but with the Luna crash, some uncertainty. FUD was in the space. Everyone was a little bit afraid something like to UST can happen to DUSD. To be really clear, it's not the same algorithm, so the other way it's not possible to handle the discount, so it's not possible to remove DUSD and mint DFI. That was this kind of death spiral on Luna, so that was not implemented on DeFiChain, but we had no strong arbitrage opportunity for a DUSD discount, means of an kind of oversupply of DUSD. And with this, the DUSD price falls below $1. we thought about some measures. We introduced some measures. DUSD was able to put in as collateral the same as DFI, means up to 100% to mint D token or DUSD. We increased the swap fees from 0.1 to 0.5% to remove them. A lot of Twitter space happened at this time to discuss things, introduced measures. Just to mention a few, we burn now DUSD instead of DFI for the auction fees for the interest of loans. We introduced the asymmetric fee of the DUSD DFI pool, where we introduced this DEX stabilizing fee, dynamic loan interests for DUSD, and so on. But overall, the discount didn't remove and even increased. The main issue at this time was the falling crypto prices. So at this stage, we only had the DFI DUSD pool, and with a decreasing DFI price, the discount also increased because if the pool remains at the level where it is and the other pool decreases, we see the increased discount. And the uncertainty was more and more increased, and yeah, the last step to stop the things, the selling pressure for DSD was to raise the stabilizing fee to 30%, where we are today. So it's very hard to leave the system, but with this measure we kind of stabilized the DUSD. And the good thing here is the community pushed a lot of things, discussions were raised, people entered the system, the ecosystem, the space to work on the DUSD. We are currently still working on it. DUSD Burnbot is the last measure introduced. The first one by Figo and Andreas, and now the new one was also from their side and will be activated in January. So we are still working on it, still some way to go. Overall, I think we will solve the issue. We now see kind of stabilizing a price, and then I'm pretty sure we are going up. Regarding the discount with the new burn bot and the removal of DUSD from the system. So this topic was very dominant in the focus of everyone, I think. If you follow DeFiChain, you should have heard about it. But what else happened around DeFiChain? So let's have a look on the hard forks. Do you have in mind how many hard forks happened in 2022? I had to look, it were a lot. So we started with Fort Canning Hill. Then shortly after that, Fort Canning Road was rolled out, where we can use the USD as up to 100% collateral. Future smart contract were introduced. We had Fort Canning Crunch, which was needed to manage stock splits. I will mention it later again. Fort Canning Spring regarding or introducing some DUSD measures. Fort Canning Create World with the negative interest rates for general loans and especially DUSD. And the last one of the Fort Canning series was Fort Canning Epilogue. There was a bug fix for the payback function. And regarding DUSD loans, it's now mandatory again to have 50% DFI and not 100% to avoid this kind of looped walls. So a lot of Fort Canning hard forks, not planned at the beginning, but needed, bringing the system one step ahead. And finally, we had now Grand Central, originally planned a little bit later, with the big update of on-chain governance, the change in the masternode I just mentioned before, and the consortium to create bridges on DeFiChain. That's the core, that's the base, our blockchain. A lot of things happened there. Also on the product side, we had a lot of updates. I couldn't count the updates of the wallets. For sure, we have the desktop wallet still running with the full node in the background. Here, the updates were needed, that we make the same progress on the blockchain also on the desktop wallet. A new multi-sig wallet, Electrum, was created, or DFI was introduced to Electrum, so everyone needed multisig is now able to use Electrum, and our lovely Light wallet had over 30 updates. I couldn't count them all. It was impossible. I just realized there were kind of two phases. In the first stage, the developers just brought us the features needed to handle everything on DeFiChain. It's really hard to remember. At the beginning, you were not able to participate on auctions. The future swap was not implemented in the Light Wallet, and a lot of other things. So in the first half year, they concentrate on bringing features into the Light Wallet, and the second half year, they make a complete revamp of the UI. So today, the Light Wallet looks totally different to the beginning. Maybe the one or other remember the early stages. DeFi Scan was improved with some updates. Countdown was introduced. DEX page was updated. Oracle page updated. And the last product, which the one or other don't have in mind, is we have a status page where you can have a look regarding Ocean, the blockchain, if everything is running. This was also not available at the beginning of 2022. So really, really active developers. Thanks a lot for spending the effort. You make a great progress, bringing us one step ahead. And the other side is our community projects. Really amazing what happened in 2022. I just want to name the projects I saw in our notes. Maybe I missed the one or other, and for sure the one or other is out there, not mentioned in the news show so far. If you want that we mention you, please get in contact to me or Lord Mark and give us the updates so we can talk about your project. But let us have a look who was in the news show in 2022. It was Dobby, DeFiChain Income, DFX, My DeFiChain, DeFiChain Bridge, Accelerator Team, DeFiChain Helps, DeFiChain Wiki, DeFiChain Analytics, DeFi Donation Fund, DeFiChain RewardHelper.com, Italian News Show, Masternode Monitor, DeFiChain Jelly, Time NFTs, DeFiChain NFTs, DeFiChain Wizard, DeFiChain Testnet powered by My DeFiChain, DeFiChain Captain, Vault Maxi, Jelly Wallet, DeFiChain Einstein, D-Stocks, QuickCheck, Cryptos Pool, Cashflow Butler, now named Javelis, DeFiChain Lottery, DeFiChain Media Pool, DeFiChain Store, My Crypto Card, CFP Tracker, DSEA.io, Lock, DeFiChain Trader, DeFiLinks.io, DeFiChain Python Library, Tentacles Club, InTheMarket, DFS Neo, the new DeFiChain wiki page, and a lot of more for sure out there not mentioned so far. So really great projects, really great community. Everyone is building and expanding the ecosystem. Thank you for spending the effort. If you are an owner of a project, heard your name and think, okay, I have not worked on it the last weeks and months, maybe reassume your work, build something on DeFiChain. It helps our project in the overall situation. What else happened in 2022? Voting rounds were done. So 6 overall. We had one in February, March, May, July, September, and the last one now in November. With the on-chain governance, we will have 8 or 9 roughly. It depends a little bit on the block creation time. So similar. So we are funding community projects. We are improving our system with these DFIPs. I'm looking forward to 23 with the on-chain governance, how this will work. Then we make another step to a new, better system. D-token system. We started in 2021 with 15 tickers and added 36 in 2022. All of them are now available, tradable on DeFiChain DEX. CoinGecko listed also some of our D tokens. For example, D-Tesla was there as price information as Tesla tokenized stock DeFiChain. And we had one hard fork needed to handle stock splits. Stock splits for Amazon, Google, GME, Tesla took place not only on real stock exchanges, also on our DeFiChain DEX. It works. Our D token system is capable to handle stock splits. Also a great progress from the developers. What else happened? Just smaller points I want to raise here. Lots of articles around DeFiChain in the internet websites, all over there. I couldn't count them too much. Also on YouTube, a lot of activity. Smaller YouTubers starting their channels, talking about DeFiChain, creating videos. Some influencers with videos about DeFiChain. So also here we are growing. CoinGecko finally corrected our ranking. So now CoinMarketCap is the left one, or is left regarding wrong listing. There we are again only in the 200s, but everyone else is now listing DeFiChain correct since this year. We have an we incentivized Uniswap liquidity mining in 2022, also to get more attention on Ethereum blockchain. We made a guerrilla marketing with the Sickos on YouTube. And the last thing here to mention is our big coin market cap airdrop with lots of attention in the space. Which topic do I have left to conclude? The big list, DeFi MetaChain, for sure. We got some insights there, what's happening next. The developers showed us what they are doing in the background. They are planning a hackathon to bring more people into the system via DeFi MetaChain. It's funded by the community fund. They will initiate a DeFi MetaChain accelerator program where projects can be funded, and the winners have the chance to get capital from Cake DeFi Venture Capital. And the last thing happened in 2022 was DeFi MetaChain website released, still work in progress, but showing what is coming next year. And with this personal summary, for sure we faced the one or other issues. I mentioned two big ones. We have smaller bugs in the code. With this, we learn a lot about our system. We are still working on it. The overall situation in the crypto space started not really good, turned into worse, and got even worse. Yeah. So the complete space, also bigger projects are struggling if you just have a look on the price. Nevertheless, we made big progresses on several topics. I mentioned it before, features, light wallet, community activity, exchange listing, awareness, general. A lot of community projects were born, bringing value to the ecosystem. It was an amazing year. Really, I would say thank you here to everyone in this space. I learned a lot of people, get in contact with them. Very happy to be part of this DeFiChain family, and I'm looking forward to 2023. For sure, DeFi MetaChain will give us a big push on DeFiChain next year, and all the things not perfectly doing. Just to mention DUSD, we will manage it, I'm pretty sure. And with this, I'm looking forward to the next year. With this, DeFiChain News is now going to vacation. We will be back on the 11th of January. See you then in the new year with new exciting topics to be mentioned here. Thanks a lot for watching all the time, giving us feedback, likes. It was great. Without you as watching the news show, it doesn't make sense. We would stop. With this, we will proceed for sure next year. See you then. Thanks a lot. Have a great time. Nice holidays and a good new year 2023. See you then. Bye bye. So with this was not a question this time. Then, greetings from everyone. So sorry for struggling in the beginning the stream. I don't know what was wrong. I started it really several times and it was not visible to me on YouTube, but finally we made it. Our last news show is done. Thanks a lot. Christian Pedersen is here for sure. Lord Mark is missing. Yes, Lord Mark is for sure missing. Every show he is not available, but he should also enjoy his really nice vacation. I'm pretty sure he has it. So, any things, any questions from your side? Really great to see you. Good evening from South Africa. Good evening. Nice to see. Good evening from Malta. Also at the same time zone. And if there are no questions, Christian Pedersen says, fine, see you next year. Yeah, for sure. See you next year. It was amazing, a great journey. I'm looking forward. I'm very happy again to be part of this family. See you next year. Have a great time. Stay safe. Bye bye.